Edmund Emil Kemper III, better known as the Co-Ed Killer, is one of the most infamous figures in criminal history. Between 1972 and 1973, he committed 8 murders, including those of his mother and her friend, alongside 6 young women in Santa Cruz County, California. Decades after his crimes, Kemper's chilling actions, psychological insights, and their profound impact on criminology continue to intrigue and terrify. This video aims to explore Kemper's life, his crimes, and the psychology behind his actions, while reflecting on how he influences media and the broader understanding of criminal pathology. Kemper was born on December 18, 1948, in Burbank, California, into a turbulent family dynamic. His mother, Clarnell, was domineering and emotionally abusive, subjecting young Kemper to constant criticism and verbal attacks. His father eventually left the family, leaving Kemper to endure his mother's harsh treatment alone. Even as a child, disturbing signs of Kemper's psychological instability emerged. He displayed cruelty toward animals, once burying a cat alive before exhuming and decapitating it. His behavior grew increasingly dark, fueled by a dysfunctional household and fantasies of power and violence. At the age of 15, he murdered his grandparents, stating he wanted to see what it felt like to kill. These early crimes marked the start of a chilling pattern. Kemper was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and sent to Atascadero State Hospital, a facility for mentally ill offenders. Despite his diagnosis, professionals at the hospital were impressed by his intelligence and demeanor. He reportedly scored a high IQ of 145 and even assisted in administering psychiatric tests to other patients. These interactions allowed him to gain an alarming understanding of how to manipulate psychological assessments, skills that would later help him evade suspicion. Released from the institution at 21, Kemper was deemed rehabilitated. He returned to his mother's care, though their relationship remained hostile. It was during this time that his violent tendencies escalated, culminating in a series of killings between May 1972 and April 1973. His modus operandi involved picking up female college students hitchhiking in the Santa Cruz area. After gaining their trust, he would drive them to secluded areas where he would murder them. Kemper's crimes were particularly gruesome, often involving necrophilia, decapitation, and dismemberment. He kept the severed heads of his victims as trophies and buried them in his yard, a chilling act tied to his psychological need for control and dominance. Kemper's final 2 victims were his mother and her close friend, acts that seemed to fulfill a deep-seated psychological drive. He brutally attacked Clarnell while she was asleep, expressing long-held rage and humiliation in a shocking and macabre manner. After bludgeoning and decapitating her, he desecrated her remains. Just hours later, he killed her friend, Sarah Hallett. Following these final murders, Kemper fled to Colorado, but soon after, he made a startling decision to turn himself in. He called the police, confessed to his crimes, and waited for them to arrest him. This act of surrender was both a conclusion to his killing spree and a self-recognition of his inability to stop. At his trial in 1973, Kemper displayed remarkable candor about his actions. He pled guilty to all charges and requested the death penalty, though California's moratorium on capital punishment at the time spared him that fate. Instead, he received life imprisonment, with no possibility of parole. Kemper has since spent his years incarcerated at the California Medical Facility in Vacaville, where he's been described as a model prisoner. Kemper's cooperation with law enforcement and psychologists has made him an unusual figure in criminology. Unlike many serial killers, he has been forthcoming in interviews, offering insights into his motives, thought processes, and the complex psychological forces that drove him. His chilling self-awareness and ability to articulate his crimes have helped create a deeper understanding of the minds of serial offenders. Many experts agree that his tumultuous childhood, marked by abuse and neglect, played a significant role in his psychological development. Kemper has often attributed his resentment toward his mother as the driving force behind his actions, suggesting that his female victims were proxies for Clarnell. His crimes became acts of displaced rage and attempts to assert control over his emotions and environment. The horrifying details of Kemper's life and crimes have made him the subject of numerous books, movies, and TV shows. He has inspired fictional characters such as Buffalo Bill in The Silence of the Lambs and served as a central figure in Netflix's Mindhunter, where actor Cameron Britton portrayed him with eerie accuracy. These portrayals have both horrified and captivated audiences, cementing Kemper's place in the annals of true crime. Kemper's interviews have also influenced modern criminology and inspired FBI profiling techniques. His discussions with criminal investigators like Robert Ressler were instrumental in shaping the FBI's behavioral science unit and the development of psychological profiling. Edmund Kemper remains one of the most studied serial killers in history, not only because of his crimes, but also due to his willingness to share the inner workings of his mind. His case underscores the importance of understanding the psychological roots of violent behavior, as well as the conditions that can foster such destructive tendencies. While his story is one of inconceivable tragedy and horror, it has contributed significantly to advancements in criminal psychology. By analyzing the life and actions of individuals like Kemper, society gains crucial insights into preventing and addressing similar crimes in the future. Despite the fascination surrounding his persona, it is important to remember the lives lost and the families devastated by his actions. Kemper's story serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lie hidden beneath the surface and the urgent need for vigilance, empathy, and understanding in addressing mental health and criminal behavior.